Okay, now we're finally back with the last part of Tetris Blast, which is the fight mode. In this you have 8 characters to fight through, and you can start in either the first, third, or fifth stage as easy, to start off easy, normal, or hard. But for the sake of the LP, we'll start off with the first level, which is against Cubit. Now, as you can see here with fight mode, you have the characters that go around the map, or the board, or whatever you want to call it, and you can actually squish them to do a little bit of damage. They have a health bar, but of course to do damage to them, you just blow them up with a line or a bomb or one of the or just one of those. It's actually a pretty fun and simple mode, though Cubit here doesn't really do much. It just sort of just moseys along, and yeah, you can trap them, but they can destroy blocks, and the later characters become assholes in that they can pretty much drill down and create more blocks and stuff like that. And of course, I just completely destroyed Cubit right there. Now, of course, Cubit didn't really do much, but the other characters actually do have sort of gimmicks to them. Now, here's a demonstration of Snapter here, being able to raise blocks, and he can eat bombs, or at least eat the smaller ones. And eating the bombs actually restores his health too. So you're gonna have to be quick and strategic in making sure he doesn't eat too many bombs. Otherwise, you can't really make blow-upable lines. Although you can still make large bombs, and he won't eat the large bombs, thankfully. Although there's a character later on that does eat bombs. But we'll get to him later as soon as we take care of Snapter here. And my block placement here is as good as ever, as just like with my talking. Now in the normal fight mode, you can actually clear out the entire stage, and you can defeat them that way too. In some cases, it's actually faster to, try and just blow up the whole stage, clear the whole stage, instead of trying to, whittle down their health. And of course, one way you can get Snapter is when he's eating in the middle of eating a bomb. You can make a line, and then as long as the blast gets him, you can take him out. Another way to deal with characters is you can squish them. That way they get hurt by the line or the blast. Pretty much trap them that way, and take him out that way too. And we got him with a line blast there while he was eating a bomb. And Gloop here is a bit of a dick. You can't squish it, and because he's floating around, and when he gets near a block, he'll instantly drop it down, or at least force it down, which can make some block placements a little bit troublesome, or a little bit annoying. So you have to make sure not to get within his vicinity, and not only that, but you got to make sure that you have to time it so that the blast can actually get to him, because otherwise he'll be floating all over the place. So he's the first, I guess, real annoying character you have to fight. He's not that bad though. He doesn't really do a whole lot other than the whole block dropping and flying around. But as long as you get a bomb going, and the blast radius of the bombs and the more lines you do, we'll still probably get him, as long as he's within the general area. And I just noticed the background of the Game Boy player this time, or not Game Boy player. The Super Game Boy is fish for some reason. I'm not sure if this was an aquarium background, but whatever. And there I go again, talking about the Super Game Boy again. Because this commentary on this LP has been so wonderful. I just have nothing. I just have all sorts of things to talk about. Okay, hopefully I can make a bomb here. There we go. And Yeah, there we go. I think the easiest way to get rid of Gloop is just clear the stage. That's what I did here anyway. There we go. And of course, the little characters make little sad faces when they get hurt or when they die. And we have Creepa here, not related to Creepypasta, thankfully. But yeah, the fight mode is actually the new thing that they added with this game, all little characters and everything. And what Creepa does here is, well, for a lack of better description, shits out blocks. Which can make making some lines a little annoying, but Creepa's not that bad, really. You know, just as long as you do the usual make bombs, blow them up, stuff like that. Or her, or it. I'm just referring to all these characters as it, because most don't really have a defining gender, I don't think, really. They're, because, you know, they're little, I don't even know what they are, really. It's like, they're just little Tetris guys, I guess. But whatever. And for some reason we just fight them. Because there's not really much establishment with this game, really. With these little characters, they're just there. Okay, now I think we can just pretty much just clear the stage off, and yep, Creepa's dead. But with his little yelling face there. Ah. Okay, now we have Squiddy. He's... well, he doesn't do much, but he can be a little annoying. He mostly just floats around, I guess, near holes like that. And he tends to go drill down and create rows of blocks, which can be a little annoying. So the best way to deal with him really is to pretty much get a long piece, and then just squish him down at the bottom and get him with like a 3-line blast or something like that. Or in this case a 2. Now it'll make the block layout uneven, but as long as you just he'll usually keep drilling, so as long as you keep throwing in long pieces, or in my case just, you know, clear out the areas with lines, he's not really a difficult enemy or fight character to deal with. And yeah, you can stop the characters from drilling by squishing them, but they'll usually keep persisting and, you know, going down and keep making holes. So yeah, Squiddy's actually a fairly easy fight character to deal with, because you can just keep constantly squishing him and blowing him up that way. Okay, now we have Doug Grub. Doug Grub is the guy I mentioned earlier who eats bombs. So, if there's and since the stages he's on usually starts out with a bomb or bombs. Oh, that didn't quite get him. Yeah, but since he'll dig, and as long as there's a bomb, he'll constantly, you know, try and go after it. This can potentially actually lure him to like getting hit by a bomb. So, and I tried to form a bomb with that, but that didn't quite work. And yeah, and even when there's no bomb, he'll still eat blocks. Like, he'll usually eat just a small section of blocks. It can make things a bit uneven and a little annoying. But as long as you can just keep making multiple lines, and if you're quick enough with the bombs before he eats them to blow them up, or in this case, you can sort of just try and delay it by, like, squishing him, but that usually doesn't work. And of course, him eating the bombs heal him, because there's nothing, you know, nutritious and healthy or whatever like eating bombs, but whatever. I'm not going to question this guy's anatomy, or the characters in general, really. They're just little characters you just fight in the game. That's pretty much it. But it's still fun, you know, it's a nice little extra mode in the game for something that was originally just, you know, just the bomb bliss or whatever. So this was a fun little addition I guess they threw in. Of course, he keeps making lines, But we can just keep at it with our own. And make a bomb, and hopefully I can blow it up. Yep. Blow him up with the bomb. Okay, now we have Shadow. And he seems to be... well, he's a Cyclops, and he seems to have a power to, once he does it, in a second here. But the most part, he just sort of just mingles around like that. But every so often, he'll do something that can potentially screw you over. And that's this. When you see him squinting, when he opens his eye wide like that, he freezes the blocks and you can't move them. So it's pretty much if he times it right, he can force drop a block in a really bad spot. Of course, you can pretty much usually recover from that, and sometimes he'll just lay blocks or freeze blocks that don't really seem to affect you that much. But yeah, Shadow is still kind of a dick for doing that, though. He's a little bit annoying in that regard. And then, of course, he loves to, you know, make holes. Or drill down and make more rows of blocks. Because that's what most of the characters do anyway. Let's see if I can get him with... Yep, get him with a 3 blast. A 3-line blast. So yeah, and then of course if he's boxed in like that, he'll usually just float around and occasionally freeze, drop your blocks. And of course that heals him. You know, pretty much any, like, if the characters do their abilities, that pretty much heals them. So that's always fun. Okay, let's just squish him for good measure. Now, of course, he's gonna drill down in retaliation, or I don't know. Sometimes the characters will just like make a couple, will get rid of a couple blocks, I guess, to try and prevent you from making bombs or something. So let's see here. That didn't quite work. Trying to get yep. Yeah, and sometimes his timing he'll just make bombs and then, or not make bombs. He'll sometimes just freeze blocks when they're already mostly in place, so the next one won't even really matter. Because his timing seems to be kind of random in how and when he freezes the blocks, or time, or whatever he does there. Yeah, see, I was gonna place that block there anyway. It's like, oh. Okay. That somehow didn't hit him, but maybe I can... Oh. Well, that still hit him at least. I was hoping to squish him down there. I don't think that would do much more damage, though. Like, squishing the characters only do minor damage. In fact, I don't even think you can kill them off by squishing them. You have to use a blast to finish them off. So if they're like down to like no health and you squish them, they don't die, or they don't get defeated. You pretty much either have to kill them with a blast or clear the stage. Which I pretty much can only do with Gloop anyway, seems like. Or Gloops is the easiest stage to clear off with before you kill them. At least with me anyway. And of course, Shadow here is actually the second last boss, and we got a nice combo there at the end. That was sweet. Okay, now we have B-Boy, or as I like to call him, Bastard Boy, because he really is a bastard. In fact, this took me several times to actually beat him, because he really is the hardest character to fight against. Because he'll constantly drill down and create rows, and well, the B it actually stands for blast. As you can see here, he actually has a blast ability, which heals him a good chunk of his health, and sort of like fucks up the row placement so that you can't quite make a multi-line blast right away. But if you get lucky, you can just sort of, like I am here, just try and keep at him, blast him. But he really is the the most difficult one. You know, of course, being the last character you fight in this, you know, he would be, but really, compared to the others, he does legitimately give me trouble. He does take quite a while for me to actually defeat. And luckily, I'm sparing you all the several tries I had before this, or at least the few tries I had before defeating him in this playthrough that I recorded. Okay, we made a bomb, and there we go. He's almost done. Yeah, this was a really good run of me getting lucky with line placements and bombs and stuff like that, and actually being able to hit him and such. But yeah, as long as you just keep at it, just make sure you make bombs, create large explosions to clear off the blocks like that, you should be fine. But like I said, it's still... this guy is still a hassle. He is a bastard. Okay. No, not quite. Let's see if I can get a small blast in there. That brought him down a little chunk. Wait, and there we go. We got him. Twinkle. So yeah, that was the fight mode. And we get little fireworks credits, and I'm actually going to skip ahead because we already seen the credits like 5 times already, so in the end you actually get another code. Yeah, hope you can remember that. This code is actually for the second fight mode. You input that in the menu and you unlock Fight 2. The differences with Fight 2 is that squishing them does not take away any health. And the only way to actually hurt them is to use the blast, but that's not really a big deal since, you know, they didn't do much damage anyway. And of course here, if you actually clear the stage here with Gloop, you don't win. So yeah, you pretty much had to like clear off the enemies by whittling down their health, and that takes a while, especially with B-Boy here. This took even longer for me to defeat. And defeating him on this mode just unlocks a little dance sequence, and you pretty much just get a thank you for playing. So yeah, that sure was worth it. Well, whatever. I still had fun with this game, and I hope you guys had at least a little bit of entertainment, you know, just me rambling and talking about this game and showing it off and such. You know, it's a childhood game of mine, and I liked it, so... Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.